decoration. Nobody was meant to put it to use."
"Christmas puppies," I said with a slow, happy smile.
"Cool." "Cut that out," Aunt Peg snapped. "This isn't a holiday fairy tale. Those puppies were abandoned. They're homeless."
"Not anymore," I pointed out. I was glad she couldn't see that I was still smiling. Even Faith looked happy now. Talking about puppies has that effect on both of us. "Now they have you."
"I suppose they could have done worse," Aunt Peg grumbled.
"You think?" Margaret Turnbull was an acknowledged authority on all things canine. A longtime standard poodle breeder and an experienced dog show judge, she adored dogs of all shapes and sizes. She understood their moods and their personalities. She could shape their characters and predict their actions. And every dog Aunt Peg had ever met adored her right back. Those 3 puppies had no idea how lucky they were. "What breed are they?" I asked. I knew she'd have an answer ready. A normal person might have labeled the puppies cuddly or cute. Not Aunt Peg. I was sure she'd already been busy assessing the tiny canine's features and cataloging their good qualities. It was no surprise that she came up with a quick reply.
"Australian Shepherds, unless I miss my guess. 2 blacks and a blue merle. Maybe not entirely purebred, but close enough to have the look. They seem healthy enough, even after spending part of the night outside. But I still don't understand what they're doing here. Why would someone have left them at the end of my driveway?"
"Probably because your reputation precedes you," I said. "Maybe someone had an accidental litter and was too lazy to do right by them. They figured you'd give the puppies a good home."
"Find them one is more like it," she replied. "I'll fatten them up, worm them, get their shots, then locate some lovely people for them in January. They're young and appealing. That will help."
"I love puppies," I said dreamily. It had been years since I'd had a litter of my own. "Can I come and see them?"
"I thought you were busy."
Aunt Peg's tone was arch. "That was before you told me you had puppies. See you soon." I disconnected before she had time to argue. I was sliding Faith off my lap when my husband Sam walked around the corner into the living room. Tall and fit, he carried himself with an easy grace. When he smiled, which he did often, his gray eyes crinkled at the corners. Right now, however, Sam was looking uncharacteristically disgruntled. His blonde hair was mussed, as though he'd been raking his fingers through it, and his denim shirt was partially untucked. I knew Sam had been working in his home office. It didn't look as though things had been going well. No doubt he was eager for a distraction.
"Was that Peg?" he asked. "Did I hear you say that she has puppies?"
"Yes and yes," I replied. "I'm going to go play with them. Want to come along?"
"I wish."
He sounded envious.
"But some of us aren't already on Christmas break."
That was meant to be a jab at my employer, Howard Academy, and their famously liberal policy toward school vacations. The purpose of the extended recess was to allow students' families ample time for their trips to the beach or ski slopes. Fortunately, it also gave teachers and administrators the same 3 weeks off. None of us complained about that. I hopped up from the couch, braced my hands on Sam's shoulders, and planted a quick kiss on his lips. "You work for yourself. Doesn't that mean you get to set your own hours?"
"Sure," he said. "But it also means that if I don't sit down and actually do the work, no one else will either."
The rest of our canine crew must have been keeping Sam company in his office. Now they came trailing into the room behind him. Poodles come in many colors, but all of ours are black. Not surprising since most of them are interrelated. All our standard poodles were also former show dogs. Each had titles and a long, impressive name that nobody ever bothered to use now that they were retired from the show ring. Leading the way were the 2 males, Tar and Augie. Tar wasn't the brightest poodle we owned, but was